This is the story of how Billie Eilish's Grammy acceptance speech sparked a national debate about hypocrisy, stolen land, and what happens when celebrities mix activism with multi-million-dollar real estate portfolios. At the 68th Annual Grammy Awards on February 1, 2026, the 24-year-old singer won Song of the Year for Wildflower alongside her brother Phineas, and that win made them the most awarded artists in Song of the Year in Grammy history, with 3 wins each. What should have been pure celebration turned into something far messier. Billie Eilish stepped up to accept her award wearing an Ice Out pin, and what came out of her mouth wasn't your typical thank you speech. She said, "I feel so honored every time I get to be in this room, and as grateful as I feel, I honestly don't feel like I need to say anything, but that no one is illegal on stolen land. It's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now, and I just feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter, and fuck ICE." CBS bleeped that final expletive during the broadcast, but the message landed exactly as intended. To understand why this speech generated such fierce backlash, you need to know what had been happening in Minneapolis for weeks. Operation Metro Surge began in December 2025 when Immigration and Customs Enforcement flooded the Minneapolis-St. Paul area with 2,000 agents who made more than 3,000 arrests, and the operation later expanded across all of Minnesota. 2 fatal shootings turned public opinion and triggered the wave of political statements at the Grammys. January 7, 2026, brought the first death when 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good, an American mother of 3 and poet, was shot and killed by ICE agent Jonathan Ross while sitting in her car. Video footage showed her vehicle briefly reversing before it began moving forward as Ross stood at the front left and fired 3 shots that killed her. Federal officials and President Trump defended the shooting by claiming the agent acted in self-defense because Good ran him over. But Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey watched the video and called the government's claims, quote, bullshit, before telling ICE to get the fuck out of Minneapolis. A Quinnipiac University poll published January 13th found that 82% of registered voters had already seen the video. Alex Jeffrey Preddy died 17 days later on January 24th, and his death hit differently because nothing about his background suggested violence. Preddy worked as an ICU nurse at the Minneapolis Veterans Affairs Hospital, where he'd been employed since 2014, earned his nursing license in 2021, and belonged to the American Federation of Government Employees. Eyewitness videos captured him filming with his phone and directing traffic when he placed himself between a federal agent and a woman the agent had shoved to the ground, putting his arm protectively around her. Agents pepper-sprayed him and wrestled him down, and around 6 agents surrounded him when the shots came, approximately 10 rounds audible on video. One video clearly shows an agent removing a legally permitted 9mm semi-automatic handgun from Preddy's waist before the shooting happened. Multiple bystander videos show Preddy holding nothing but a phone before officers tackled him, pinned him face down, and shot him in the back. His only police interactions had involved traffic tickets, according to Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara, and he had no criminal record whatsoever. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller initially described Preddy as a domestic terrorist and would-be assassin, but a preliminary CBP internal assessment made no mention of Preddy attacking officers or threatening them with any weapon, which completely contradicted the administration's public narrative. The county medical examiner ruled his death a homicide, and a GoFundMe for his family hit $1 million by January 25th, just 1 day after his death. By the time the Grammys rolled around on February 1st, the entire music industry was watching and waiting to see who would speak up. Billie Eilish had company in her statement, and that's what made the night feel like a unified moment. Bad Bunny won Album of the Year for Debí tirar más fotos,